Hey there, Shawna Karrasch here with another Ask Shawna answer. Okay, so this one is from Jenku, and actually I got it this morning and I said this would be a great one, so I'm answering it right away. It says, "Good evening, Shawna," which is my morning. He's in Australia. Okay, good evening, Shawna. I'm a great admirer of your work and especially your approachable attitude. I was wondering whether you have been able to train a classically correct piaffe and passage using positive reinforcement without the use of negative reinforcement. And as always, thank you for your thought-provoking posts. Have a wonderful evening, Jenku. Okay, so I have not trained one through and through, all the way through. I've worked with Olympic dressage people, you know, and gotten started with more positive reinforcement than not, but these horses usually at this level, they have already been trained with traditional training. Soft, responsive, light traditional training, but hasn't been cold from none at all to the other place. So while it's been quite an honor to work with them, it would be awesome to train one to that point. There's a couple problems for me. One is time. I don't have time to spend with my horses as much as I would like. You know, it'd be awesome if I could just sit around and just train and then I'd come and pop out and show you what I was doing, but I can't. You know, I'm busy, you know, reaching out and trying to teach people about the training. So I'm going to hope that one of my students comes forward and says, "I did it." But you know, and now as we're getting more with the positive reinforcement, we're getting horses where we can bring them along without the use of negative reinforcement. But it's new for people to even consider it. Another issue I have is that physically, to get an Olympic level caliber of dressage, piaffe or passage, is going to be very few horses that are capable of doing it to that level. So that would be kind of a hang up there. So you need to find the right horse and the right person to bring those two together. And then the third thing is that I don't have the eye to see what they see. When I was working with Sue Blinks, who's an Olympic dressage, yes, she's a medalist in the Olympics for dressage for the U.S., and I remember working with her and her Olympic horse Flim Flam before she went to the Olympics, and her saying, which piaffe was better, this one or this one? And I was like, you know, they were stellar. You know, I've never seen something so beautiful, but I couldn't catch the nuances that her level could get. You know, and so to refine it to that level is just beyond my skill level, you know. So that is going to take somebody who has the horse that can do it physically, who has the eye that can do it and understands it, and then has the desire to do it through the positive reinforcement. It will happen 100% through positive reinforcement, and it totally can happen without a doubt. It can be taught through and through all the way. There's no doubt about it. So it will be the trick will be getting and the key is going to lie in the timing of the click. As they get to know the click and the click becomes very precise, I just talked about this with a jumping question, you can shape the way they jump. You can shape the way they do anything mechanically. You can shape it to be the best of their physical ability. So now they may have physical limitations, but we can teach them to do, like you're talking about, the sitting down. We had a little conversation afterward, the sitting down. You can look for that slightest motion, and as you get that slightest little drop, it may be an errant, weird thing they do one time, you can, with the clicker or whatever bridge signal you want to use, go that right there. And he'll remember, what did I just do right there? He might not remember the precise thing the first time, but he's going to go back to trying what he just tried. And pretty soon, you're going to pinpoint and pull those things out. So the clicker being so strong is the key. So that's why I would tell people, you don't go right there. You train a few things so that the horse understands and is sharp with a clicker and gets it, knows the timing, and that precision tool that it is. And then you just have to pick it apart one piece at a time. So we can't go, I want you to drop, and I want lock, and I want this. You have to go, first we're going to get this mechanically. We got this worked out. Okay, now we're going to put this with it. So that's going to go with it. And then we're going to, so it's just putting on one new criteria at a time and making sure the first one is solid so that we're shaping it in pieces and not expecting too much all at once. So it, without a doubt, can be done. I've heard on a number of places, you know, whether they're blogs, forums, things, people saying that clicker-trained piaffes are garbage. that clicker trained sliding stops are garbage, clicker trained spins are garbage. So these performance things that high-end performance people are looking at are seeing these things that are sloppy and ugly and not to their criteria. That does not lay at the fault of the training. It is the trainer. So I think kudos to the people that could even get that far, because a lot of those people would never get anywhere near that far, but they don't have the eye to see what a skill advanced person is going to see. But that is not the training. The training will get you all the way through it. And think about it. It's just a reinforcer. There's positive reinforcement. There's negative reinforcement. Traditional training, this new clicker training, or whatever you want to use. I mean, treat-based training, reward-based training. So they're both just reinforcers. One increases the frequency of behavior. It's just shifting one for the other. Without a doubt, we shaped backflips. When a horse first, or a horse, I've never seen a horse do a backflip, but like with a sea lion, we're teaching them to do a backflip. That first backflip, it is not at all what it looks like in the end. It is just a flop. They've just followed the target and they flopped back. But pretty soon, we're bridging the finite. We didn't use clickers at all in the marine world, marine mammal world, pretty much. So we use different bridge signals, but we were bridging the little pieces that would shift. So at first it's just a flop back, and then pretty soon it starts to be that the head starts to tuck back, and then you're looking for the, and mechanically different sea lions would kind of figure out a different part at first, and we would take that part, and then pretty soon you got a tucked up tight little thing. Well, you've shaped it only by the clicker, or by the bridge signal. So you can totally do it positively, without a doubt. You can do it. It's just finding the right situation between horse talent, and rider talent and desire to do it. So I think you just might be the person to do it. If I can help you